Hi students, welcome back to the online English classes. I am Madhuparna ma'am and today we will continue with our discussion on the second chapter of the fourth unit from your NCERT book. So students, today our topic of discussion will be the second part of the chapter, My Elder Brother. But before we start anything new, let us have a look at the things that we have already learned in the last two videos. Alright, so the very first thing that we learned here is that My Elder Brother is a story that has been translated from Munshi Premchand's Bade Bhai Sahab, and that story has been written in Hindi. Alright. And then we also learned about the importance of translation, why we need translation. Thirdly, we got to know about some information about Premchand. All right, we learned some of his notable works, the famous things that he has written. Then we saw the features of drama. After that, we moved on to the definition of timetable, and you also got to do an activity on that. Later, we learned Munna and Bhaiya are two brothers who live in a hostel, where Munna is he's the younger one, whereas Bhaiya is the older one. Bhaiya is very serious about his education, but Munna, on the other hand, loves to play instead of studying. And at last, we saw that according to Bhaiya, studying English is no child's play. Why? Why does he think so? It is because he thinks that it requires a lot of effort. In today's second part, the first dialogue is by Munna. What is Munna saying? Oh, Bhaiya, there is a big mela in the village today. Should we go? All right, but first let us see what mela means. I think you're all very familiar with this, but still let us just have a look at what it exactly means. Okay, so Mela or fair. Alright, so you see students, Mela is a Hindi word, but it still can be found in the English dictionary. Alright, so there are many such words like bazaar, kamarband, jungle. All these words are Hindi, but they have been included in the English dictionary. Mela is also called fair. So, what does it mean? It is a public event that is organized to celebrate a special occasion or an event where goods can be bought and sold. And look at the picture at the back. You can see there's this giant wheel is there. There's this trampoline, the Mickey Mouse trampoline is there. You can also, the picture is not that very clear, I know, but still you can understand. It has various swings and lots of entertainment can be done in melas. And some types of melas that you are familiar with are probably the first of all is the Boi Mela in West Bengal, which is very famous. Yes, it is international. It is of the international standard. Boi Mela is there. Then various other festivals also have melas. And I think all of you must have been to some kind of mela. So you see, this little Munna is very excited to go to the mela that will be held in the village. Alright, so he's asking his brother if they can go or not. So what does Bhaiya say in response to this? He says, have you ever seen me going to a fair or going to watch a cricket or hockey match? Alright, so you see now he's quite angry. What is he saying again? I don't go near them. I prefer to study a book. So you see students, Bhaiya is somebody who doesn't want to enjoy the life outside studies. Alright, so he is not a believer of playing outdoor games. He prefers to study books. He prefers to stay inside. But what is the meaning of prefer? Let us see. The meaning of the word prefer is to like, choose or want one thing rather than the other. If you have two options, whichever option you like more is something that you prefer more than the other one. In the picture you can see there are two pictures. One of a cake and another of a pie. And which one does this girl in the picture refer? prefer. She prefers either the cake or the pie. We don't know the answer, but she can answer any one of these. All right. So you see, preference is something that we choose or want over something else. And in this story, Bhaiya is somebody who prefers to study. He has two options. He can go outside and play, and the second option is he can stay inside and study. He chooses the second option. He prefers the second option over the first one. So now we have understood that Bhaiya is a very studious person. He loves studying. He doesn't believe in going outside and having fun in a village fair or watching a cricket or a hockey match. He again says, I don't mind repeating a class for more than 2 years, but you might stay in the same class all your life. All right, now students, pay attention here. Look at the line very carefully. I don't mind repeating a class for more than 2 years. This means that Bhaiya may have repeated classes. All right. So repeating, maybe he could not go. He was not promoted to the next class. And that is the reason why he had to spend 2 years in the same class. So what is his idea? He believes that even if he has to spend 2 years in the same class, he doesn't mind that because he believes in hard work. All right. And he thinks that his hard work will pay him someday. And again, he, in the very next line, he is warning his brother. It is kind of a warning that if you don't study properly, you might also stay in the same class all your life. Then, do you expect to pass if you waste your time playing all the time? So you see, just like an elder, he is, very, very serious, and he's also expecting his brother to be like him. So he's angrily asking him, do you expect to pass if you waste your time playing all the time? And we already know that Munna is somebody who loves playing. So this is where Bhaiya is concerned about Munna. Bhaiya thinks that if Munna wastes his time like this, if he keeps on going outside and keeps on playing, then he may also have to spend many years in the same class. You are simply wasting father's hard-earned money. Alright, now let us see what is the meaning of the word hard-earned. Hard-earned means something that is earned by working hard. Okay, now in the picture you can see the cartoon of two people, so it is supposedly Munna and Bhaiya's father. He is working hard in his office, and Bhaiya wants to say that if Munna is not studying properly, if he also fails and he stays in the same class twice, 2 years, if he has to spend in the same class, he will also be wasting their father's hard-earned money. You see, all your fathers are working, and they are working day and night, and they're working very hard to support you, to support the family, and the life that you are leading right now, students, it's all because of the hard work of your parents. And nowadays, many of your mothers are also working. So, you should be very grateful, and you should feel very blessed that your parents are working, your father is working and is working so hard to support the family. All right. He makes sure that none of you, all his children do not, do not suffer. So it is your responsibility to make sure that you also do not waste your father's money, and you also study properly and become a successful person. Okay, students, now see, Bhaiya has given Munna quite a big speech on why he should study and why he should not spend his time playing outside, why he should not waste his time, and why he should also not waste their father's hard-earned money. After this, what is Munna doing? He is doing the same thing that you all do. Whenever your teacher gets angry on you or your parents get angry on you, I think most of you always have this tendency to cry. Yes, or tears come up in your eyes and then you're so sad and so sorry. Yes, so here also the same thing is happening with Munna. So you see, it has been put in brackets, the next line. Munna starts crying on being scolded, and sobbing sounds, wah wah, baba, hoo hoo, are heard. So these are the words that many people make when they are sobbing. But let us see what is the meaning of scolded and sobbing. The word scolded is the past tense of the word scold. Okay, and what does it mean? It means to speak to someone angrily who has done something wrong. In this picture, you can see a mother is scolding her daughter. And what is the daughter doing? Let us see the next picture. She is sobbing. All right. And the verb is sob, and sobbing is the present continuous tense of sob. So what does it mean? It is to cry noisily. Okay, so the same thing Munna was also doing. When Bhaiya scolded him, he also started sobbing, and he made the different sounds that have already been mentioned. After being scolded and sobbing, what is Munna's reply? He says, Bhaiya, I feel like running away and going back home. Now, why is he saying this? Why is he saying that he wants to go back home? Remember, in the very beginning, we had discussed that these two brothers, they live in a hostel. So they are living far away from their home. This is why when he's being scolded, Munna says that he wants to run away from the hostel and he wants to go back to his home. Now, Bhaiya is saying, now, stop crying, put on a nice smile. Look, I will make a timetable for you to follow. Get up at dawn. Now Bhaiya was angry earlier, but now he has also softened a little when he saw that his little brother is upset. He's asking him to stop crying, and he's also asking him to put on a nice smile. And what is he saying? That he will make a timetable for his little brother. Okay, and then for that, what he has to do at first, he has to get up at dawn. Now let us see what the word dawn means. The word dawn means that period in the day when light from the sun begins to appear in the sky. Okay, it is early morning is called dawn. Many of you wake up early in the morning. You have seen the sky. It looks very beautiful. The sun is first, it is red in color, and then it becomes orange in color. In the picture also you can see it looks very beautiful. Yes, so in Bengali you also call it bhor bela. Now, let us have a look at the difference between dawn and dusk. Now, these are two words that you've been learning from your very early childhood, but still many of you make mistakes in this. Okay, so let us first see what dawn means. We already saw that it is the period in the day when light from the sun begins to appear in the sky. In other words, it is also called early morning, and dusk is the opposite. The time before night when it is not yet dark. Okay, so this is the time when the sun is setting and the night is coming up. Okay, so the sky becomes dark in color. Night does not come up, it just becomes dark in color. Okay, and dusk, what is dusk called in Bengali? Shondhe. Okay, so you must have noticed that many of your mothers must be blowing the conch shell or the shark that is there. Okay, so during the Shondhe, during the time of dusk. Okay, so whenever your mother is blowing the conch, you should understand that it is dusk. So look at the difference. The pictures are also there. You know, the picture of the dawn is probably from the Tiger Hills. Okay, if those of you who have been to Darjeeling, and if you must have visited Tiger Hills, from there, if you climb the Tiger Hill at very early in the morning, you can see the sunrise, and it looks like this. And the other picture is that of dusk when the sun is going down. Okay, students, so just look at the timetable that Bhaiya has prepared for Munna. At the very first thing that Munna is supposed to do is that he has to get up at dawn. He has to wake up early in the morning. And on one side, you can see there is time mentioned and schedule is mentioned. Okay, so at 6 a.m., Munna is supposed to wash his hands, have his breakfast, and he has to sit down to study. From 6 to 8 a.m., he will study English. From 8 to 9 a.m., maths. From 9 to 9:30 a.m., history. Okay, and now see there's a gap. No other time is mentioned. Straight we are going to 3:30 p.m. Okay, but here it is written then off to school. But I think there is a bit problem here because 9:30 to 3:30 would be the time when Munna and Bhaiya, they attend their school. Okay, but here off to school means that they'll go to school. But at 3:30 p.m. they will not go to school, right? No school starts at 3:30. Now, still try to understand that from 9:30 to 3:30 is the school time. After that, from 5 to 6, he is supposed to study grammar. And then from 6 to 6:30, it is not written here. I think there's a printing error. Half an hour for strolling. What is strolling? Strolling is taking a brisk walk. Walking, but not at a very great speed, but just walking in a very idle way. After that, from 6:30 to 7 is time for English composition. After 7, there'll be time for dinner. From 8 to 9 p.m., there'll be time for translation. Remember, we talked about translation in the very first video, in the introductory video of this chapter. From 9 to 10 p.m., there'll be Hindi, and from 10 to 11, other subjects, and then to bed. So what is your idea about this routine? Do you like it? You see, it's all about just studying and studying and studying. Let us see whether Munna likes it or not. But before we see Munna's reaction, let us first see the meaning of the word schedule. It is a list of planned activities to be done, also showing their times or dates. So, we already saw what a schedule looks like. Yes, there was time mentioned. There was the schedule had which subject is supposed to be done at which time. It was a detailed routine. It was a detailed timetable. Now just see Munna's reaction. But when is the time to play? See, the same question has come up in Munna's mind as well. The question that came up in your mind, the same thing Munna is also thinking. When is the time to play? You have just given time for studying and studying. But when will I play? I'm just a little boy of 9. Bhaiya is saying, play? What is the need, Munna? So you see, Bhaiya is also quite a young boy. He's 14 years old. Yes, he is not as young as his little brother, but still he's quite young. 14 is not an age when you'll be like so very serious about your life. Everyone at this age wants to play, wants to have fun. Okay, so he's very shocked when his brother is asking about the time for playing. And he expresses that. He says, play. What is the need, Munna? You can always study. What is the need? What will you get from playing? Okay. Now, Munna says, now students, you see, this is quite a big sentence. Okay. We'll break it up and then we will, I'll explain it to you in that way. First he says, oh, I love the green fields, the gentle breeze. First, let us see the meaning of the word breeze. So what is a breeze? It is a light and pleasant wind. A wind that is not very strong, a wind that is very pleasant. Okay, when you are out in the early in the morning, when it is dusk, if you're outside your home, there is a gentle breeze blowing. You can feel it and you feel very pleasant after that. Okay, and in the picture also you can see that these little plants, these are also blowing. Now, there is not a storm. No storm is there, because if there was a storm, if the winds were strong, then these would have, would have slanted more. But here they have slanted just a little bit because it is a breeze. And when Munna says that he loves the green fields and the gentle breeze, he means that when he goes out in the green field, he loves the gentle breeze that is blowing on. So you see, he expresses that he loves the green fields, the gentle breeze. I want to jump up like a football. Okay, so you all have played football. You know what football is. He wants to jump up just like a football does. Alright. I like the touch and go and hututu sounds of the kabaddi. Okay, so students, those of you who have played kabaddi or if you know about kabaddi, you know that there is this sound of hututu that is made there. Okay, so he also likes the touch and go and the hututu sounds of the kabaddi. He loves to play kabaddi. Let us see a picture of the of the game kabaddi. Okay, so there are two pictures of this game kabaddi. It is a sport. Okay, and here you can see people are pulling each other's legs. There are two teams, and you probably know how it is played. And these pictures are from the Pro Kabaddi League, which is very famous in India. I think many of you follow this. Pro Kabaddi League. Okay, it is quite famous and many teams are there, and these are few of those teams. After saying that he likes the touch and go and the hututu sounds of the kabaddi, he also says, and the hurry and flurry of volleyball pulls me like a magnet. Let us see what is hurry and flurry of volleyball. What does it mean? So the picture that you can see is from a volleyball match. Okay, you can see they are playing with a ball, and the ball is, basically they need the ball, just like you remember in the chapter teamwork, we learnt about the baton without which we cannot play the relay race. Here also in this sport, without the ball, you cannot play volleyball. And what is the meaning of hurry and flurry? A sudden movement of something blown in different directions by some external force. Okay, so here, see, when the ball is moving in different directions. When people are playing volleyball, there are two teams. The ball is being thrown to another team, and then again the ball comes back to the first team. So this is how they play. So this is the hurry and flurry. And when you watch a volleyball match, you can see that the ball is, hardly falling on the ground. It just goes on from one hand to the other, from one hand to gets exchanged in both the teams. Okay, so that is what the meaning of the word hurry and flurry is. So when Munna says that the hurry and flurry of volleyball pulls me like a magnet, it means that he is very much attracted towards this game. He loves it so much that he is as if by any magnetic force he is attracted towards that game. Let us see what magnet means here in this chapter. Okay, students, now pay attention to this. In English language, there are many words which may have the same pronunciation and the same spelling, but their meanings can be completely different. And one such example is that we are going to learn now. In the picture, you can see there is a magnet and it is pulling these nails or these pins towards itself. Okay, so why are these things getting attracted towards the magnet? Because these are made up of iron. All right. And anything that is made up of iron is attracted by the magnet. But in this chapter, the meaning of the word magnet is a bit different. It is like this only, but it can also be defined as, look at the top, a person, place or thing that other people feel strongly attracted to. Okay, so now how can a person be a magnet? A human being cannot work like a magnet. In the picture that you can see, all these pins are moving towards these are all attached to the magnet, but humans do not have that power. Okay, but in a different way. See, like if I give you the example of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he had a very good personality. He had a magnetic personality, if I can say. What does it mean? It means that people felt attracted towards him. They always wanted to be near him. They always wanted to learn from him because he was a man full of knowledge, full of wisdom. Okay, so you see, a human being is becoming a magnet here. A place like the Taj Mahal. Okay, it has magnetic qualities. Why? Because every year lakhs and lakhs of tourists visit the Taj Mahal. But does it attract people towards itself like the pins are being attracted towards this magnet? No, it can be seen in that way. And the thing here, we are talking about volleyball. Okay, so volleyball can be considered a thing, and this is what Munna feels attracted to. Okay, now let us read the sentence at one go. Oh, I love the green fields, the gentle breeze. I want to jump up like a football. I like the touch and go and hututtu sounds of the kabaddi. And the hurry and flurry of volleyball pulls me like a magnet. So you see, all these three things that Munna is talking about, these can be done only when you are outdoors. If you cannot feel these things, you cannot enjoy these things when you are inside your home. Okay, so feeling the gentle breeze in the green fields, you need to go outside. If you want to jump up like a football, you can do it inside your room or your home, but it's better if you do outside. The playing kabaddi or the hurry and flurry of the volleyball, everything, all these things cannot be done inside the house. All these things require a person to move out. And Munna is somebody who loves to go out. We have already seen that. At last he says, as soon as I am on the field, I forget everything. Okay, so you see, he is so very relaxed about everything. He's not like his brother who's always, so very tense and so very serious about his studies. He is somebody who is very much full of energy. Whenever he's on the field, he forgets everything. Now that we have discussed the second part of this chapter, let us have a look at some questions that you have to do on your own. Now, students, I would like to say one thing. When these videos are being uploaded, many people are commenting. Many of you are commenting that you want the answers of these questions. You see, these questions are being given to you for your own exercise. If all the answers are provided, then what will you learn on your own, right? So it's better to first try these out on your own. Later, I will provide you the answers later. But I'm not guaranteeing you. I may provide you, I may not provide you. Okay, but first, do not depend on anybody. Do not depend on your parents. Do not depend on your teacher. Nothing. Just try to solve the answers on your own. Okay, and let us have a look at the questions. There are 7 questions in total, and all are very simple questions. Just because you will be doing these on your own, Ma'am is giving you easy questions. Number 1, where was the Mela held? Number 2, what does Bhaiya prefer? Number 3, according to Bhaiya, what is Munna wasting? 4, what sounds did Munna make while sobbing? 5, which time has been fixed for English? 6, name 2 outdoor games mentioned by Munna. Number 7, name 2 outdoor games mentioned by Bhaiya. So you see, students, here you'll not just have to write the answers with good knowledge of English, but you'll also have to be very attentive. Okay, these questions are easy, but they are also a bit tricky, and you will not get the correct answer if you don't pay attention. So if you're having any problem in answering these questions, go through this video once more, and always, whenever you are watching these YouTube videos, always keep your book in hand. You all have the books at your home. Open your book and tally everything that ma'am is saying. Okay, now let us have a quick recap of all the things that we discussed in today's video. At first, we saw that Munna wishes to visit the village fair. And hearing this, Bhaiya says no to this and he later declares his preference for studies. After this, Munna gets scolded by Bhaiya for wasting their father's money. Bhaiya thinks that if he plays so much and if he doesn't give enough time, he'll be wasting their father's money. Next, Bhaiya fixes a timetable to be followed by Munna. And we all saw the timetable. There was time had been fixed for all different types of subjects. And at last we saw that Munna does not like that the timetable has no time allotted for playing. And then he gives a big statement where he says why he loves playing outside and what are the various things that he loves to do outside. Okay, students, so with this, we come to the end of our discussion of the second part of the chapter, My Elder Brother. All right, so I hope you all understood whatever was said, and I hope you're all watching the videos properly and doing the exercises accordingly. So the next part of this particular chapter will be uploaded in the next video. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.